We are continuing to report on the jury selection process for the Ahmaud Arbery shooting trial and the questions about how each juror will be selected. Joining us right now to talk about this is attorney Ben Crump. He's represented the families of George Floyd, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, and the family of Ahmaud Arbery. Ben, thank you so much. Good morning to you.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
First of all, I have to ask, these are emotional stories, but these are people's stories. So beyond the headline, how is the Arbery family doing today?
Well, they're very emotional. They have been waiting for a year and 8 months for this day, for them to finally get their day in court for their son being lynched on just what seems to be an unbelievable occurrence. It was broad daylight when this lynch mob chased him down and shot him, killing him.
You're using a very specific word there. You're saying it's a lynch mob. This was a father and son. There were 3 men, and they chased him down. He wasn't hung. He was shot at violently. We've seen this video, which is very disturbing, to say the least. But they thought that Ahmaud Arbery was a criminal. What does the family say when they hear that headline, when they hear that detail?
Well, the fact that you have men on a truck with shotguns chasing him, I don't know what you call it other than a lynch mob. And he was being pursued for jogging while black. He committed no crime. He did nothing wrong. And so the family is just outraged, and people of good character are outraged when they watch this video and try to hear these explanations of how this was justified, killing this young black man just for jogging and exercising.
Well, and that is the actual argument here, is that you will be in court representing this family, representing this case, and with the claims that this was a racist act. Meanwhile, the defense is saying that they thought that he was someone who had wrong intentions while he was running through the neighborhood, chased down by these 3 men. This case has undoubtedly received so much attention around the world. What do you think is one of the most important things that needs to be done in terms of jury selection? We're in day 2 of jury selection for this case. How will this play out if this was to be a jury that you would be happy with?
Well, we're the civil lawyers. We're bringing a wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of the parents of Ahmaud Arbery. The state of Georgia and the elected prosecutors are prosecuting the criminal matter. And so everybody's trying to get a fair and impartial jury. And even though this case has gotten a lot of attention, we know from what happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota with George Floyd, that you can get a fair and impartial jury to be able to hear the evidence and render a verdict. The most important and compelling piece of evidence is that video. The video is something that lets us see what happened. Nobody has to tell us what happened. We get to see it with our own eyes.
What do you think is the biggest hurdle once this trial starts?
Well, it has been 10 years, February, since Trayvon Martin was killed. And, there are eerie similarities. A young black man being killed by a citizen, and you have Ahmaud Arbery almost 9.5 years later. But the only difference is Ahmaud had video. And so I think the biggest hurdle is going to be this notion that he's this scary black person. And so regardless of what you see on the video, accept our subjective fear that it was self-defense, even though it is asinine to say self-defense when you chase a young man for over 2 miles who's running for his life, and then you shoot and kill him with a shotgun, no less, and you say it was self-defense. It doesn't pass the common sense test, and it is an insult to all of us who respect the dignity of human life to let a young black man be lynched in 2021 and there be no criminal accountability.
Ben Crump, we want to thank you, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for joining us to speak about this very emotional story.